Today I practically got a private lesson, and I'll explain exactly how right now. Today is Friday. I came to the Friday morning 7 a.m. class, and it was class number 1, the trap and roll and the leg hook takedown. Now, everybody learns the trap and roll on their first day, but of course, it's better and it's helpful and it's awesome to review. This is my 3rd time taking it, and like I said before, now that I'm on the 3rd time taking the class, it's more about fine-tuning than it is actually learning the technique. It's refreshing, it's remembering, and it's fine freaking tuning, and that's exactly what I did today. Now, normally on Friday mornings, it's kind of quiet, it's kind of sleepy. Not this morning. The parking lot is full and the place is packed because this is the ICP live evaluation. If you don't know what ICP is, it's the instructor certification program. It's people travel from literally all over the world and come here to Torrance, Gracie University headquarters in Torrance, to learn and be evaluated and to be certified as Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructors. So the place is packed, and some people show up that wouldn't normally show up, like my man John. John is from Florida. He owns a CTC in Florida. He came in this morning. He's a purple belt, and he was my partner. So when it came time to drill, you know, the first 5-10 minutes of class, the guys who had never seen the class before over there underneath the portraits working on the moves, and then I got to drill and review with my man John. Now, John looked familiar, and I think maybe I trained with him back in January. I'm not sure. He said he comes out in January and July, I guess right around ICP time. And so we worked through the hook sweep, we worked through twisting arm control and taking the back. A couple of things that I just wanted to refresh myself on. And this guy knew his stuff. Turns out he knows his stuff because he owns his own freaking CTC. So it was practically a private lesson for the first 10-15 minutes of class because we were going over all the moves that I wanted to review as I start to think about and get ready to take my test. And then, of course, class started, and it wasn't a big class, but I had my man John with me, so John was my partner to work on all the different variations of the trap and roll. And actually, today was the first time, not talking trash, but this is the first time that I can remember that we worked on the base get-up after the trap and roll. Now, if you're familiar with the testing requirements, the first move and the first section and mount is the trap and roll with the base get-up. So when I started looking at the test requirements just a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, probably a couple of days ago, I was looking at base get-up. We've never done the base get up, at least not that I remember. Maybe they did it without saying it or without calling attention to it, but I always remembered going from trap and roll and then transitioning to the mount. But we didn't do that today. Today we did the base get up, and that was fantastic because, well, first of all, I need to know it for the test. And secondly, I felt lighter on my feet because if you've been paying attention to my Instagram, I've been losing a lot of weight. As a matter of fact, I'm down 50 freaking pounds from my heaviest. And if we're talking about from when I started jiu-jitsu, man, I'm probably down about 40, 41, 42 pounds from when I first started jiu-jitsu. So I'm moving better. I'm moving easier. I think my cardio is getting better. So the base get up was a little intimidating at first because I don't like to put a lot of weight on people. But this guy, John, the purple belt, he said, bring it on. And it wasn't too bad. And I wasn't even that heavy. I mean, I'm still a heavy mofo, don't get it wrong. But I didn't feel like I was crushing him. How about that? So we got to do the base get up. Then we got to do the punch block variation. Then we got to do the neck hug variation. So I felt very refreshed and very sharp and very focused on what I need to do for the test. Of course, we'll review it. Of course, I'll probably do a private lesson or 2 or 3 or 4. But it was nice to review that stuff this morning. And I love taking classes in the morning because you start your day with energy, with a feeling of accomplishment, a sense of accomplishment, and just the whole day looks a little better. The sun shines a little brighter. The birds sing a little louder. And speaking of birds singing and the sun shining, I got to go hit the track. Maybe not the track. I think I'm going to go to the lake and walk around the lake to get my outdoor workout in and close my rings and hit all my check marks for my fitness journey. So that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, thoughts, opinions, leave them in the comments or hit me up on social media at Chris Learns Jiu-Jitsu. And now you got to do 3 things. You got to stay focused, you got to stay positive, and you got to stay vigilant. See you next time.